This is Hyatt Gaffney and Bennett Norris here with the inaugural podcast for Home Team. Today, going to be a big Masters show. Obviously, it's the best time of the year. Second week in April. Easter just hit. Didn't land on Easter this year. Has in the past. Still really great. Uh, First thing I want to talk about, you know, Bennett, who is your favorite winner at Augusta National over the past 5 years?
Past five. So that would go back to I guess DJ would be
Yeah,
um it'd be DJ and up. And wow, that's a tough question. I honestly like all of them.
I guess Scotty
I'd
has two of
say
those, so it's really four
Gotti has two of
people.
those. Yeah. But I definitely would go Rory for sure.
Okay, yeah,
Was pulling for him hard. Never been a big Bryson guy. And so I've always loved Rory. Yeah, Rory.
yeah, Roy. Okay, right on. I mean, I think Roy's the obvious answer. If I had to, I think seeing Scotty win that first time was pretty special for whatever reason, especially watching him four putt to Dell and then still go on and win by a couple shots was pretty cool. The back nine, not much was going on. The second time he won, it looked like things could get a little interesting before, Max Homa and Ludwig kind of threw their chances out the window. But, I'm
Morikawa
excited
as
for
well.
this year. Yeah, Morikawa as well. I mean, everyone, completely crapped the bed after that. Staying on this side before we really get into this year's field, do you have a favorite tradition?
Favorite tradition heading into the Masters?
Or no, a Masters tradition, an Augusta National tradition.
Okay. Favorite there. I would definitely say the players' dinner from all the past champions.
Mm,
I think it's really cool. I watched like a clip the other day of Jordan Spieth and Colton Oast talking on a pod, which I love. Colt, shout out Golf Subpar, great pod.
facts.
But Jordan was talking about how he had shared a locker room with Arnold Palmer. He sat beside him at dinner, and it was Arnold's last dinner before he passed away. That following the rest of the year. And Jordan said that they went around the entire table and every single past champion named a story about Arnold Palmer and how it inspired him or how it
Well,
inspired them in the game of golf. So I think the dinner, obviously, great food. They can cook anything, do it well. And
yeah.
just like the stories from all the history and just, yeah, they're all a bunch of winners in a room.
Yeah. No, I do think it's wild. Like one thing about Augusta is like they'll make anything, like even not at that Champions Dinner. Obviously the previous champion fixed that, but like Ludwig was saying, I think he was just on foreplay. He was saying that like when you go there for food, there's no menus. You just simply ask and they have it. So I
You can
mean,
ask for anything.
you think about it, like they must have like in the morning, they must have chicken sausage, they must have turkey sausage, bacon, turkey bacon, everything to accommodate for these people. That's crazy. I think my favorite, I love the crow's nest, the
Yeah.
amateur. I just think that's so cool. I think,
Yeah.
I'm a big amateur guy. I love, the
I
Stu
thought you were talking
Hagestad
about,
story.
those hats at first.
Oh,
Those
no.
hats are God forbidden. I hate them so much. That's an awesome cover right there. Yeah.
But no, I think like, the AM thing is so cool. Gordon Sargent, Stu Hagestad, my favorite AM of all time. Obviously,
Jason Howe.
Michael Assasso turning down his amateur invite to go play for Live,
Yeah.
which, I mean, for
Which
the
is
right
really
amount of money,
sad,
probably makes
honestly.
sense. And it's sad, but, I mean, who knows what we would have done for 20, $30 million. But I think
Yeah. He
the
clearly
Crow's
doesn't want to
Nest
win, but
um, is probably my favorite tradition. I'm a big fan of the AM one now. I think it's cool that you get to see the course, a week before, more or less. I think that's really exciting. Let's see, where do we want to take this now? I guess we can kind of pivot. Have you heard anything about how the course will be playing this week?
I do know that I had seen online that the weather was going to be very, very dry, kind of baked out the course. And as you had mentioned earlier today, how Hideki Matsuyama, he won it when it was
Yeah.
very dried out and baked out, not, really bad weather at all. I'm not sure about like the winds and stuff like that. I just know that I don't think there's any rain projected at all, which is great.
Mm-mm.
Those greens by
Yeah,
Sunday, it was Sunday afternoon, they will be so baked, so hard to stop a golf ball, hard to put spin on it. Just they will roll forever, which makes holes like 11 if you're chipping, from the right, if you're chipping to that front left pin where they usually have it on Sunday, middle left, all the waters, towards that left part.
yeah.
And
Or just if you hit it right off the tee and then chipping down, you think about how close Rory McIlroy was on 11 last
yes,
year, hitting
yeah,
it into the water.
he was an
You know
inch
how much
away.
that, yeah, how much that could come into play this year if it's really firm. And they have sub air, so like they can control the moisture in the turf and the greens, so they're not gonna it's not gonna look like Florida where sometimes like at Arnie's place, who was it? Justin Thomas who said like these aren't even puttable, like the greens are completely
Yeah.
dead, completely baked out. That's never the case for Augusta National because they have sub air. They want it to look green. They definitely don't want it to look dead, but it's still going to be. I think it's going to be firm. I would love to see a score like sub, or I guess uh, in single digits. That's not going to happen, unfortunately. I mean, no, it's
No,
impossible, right?
no, I doubt it with especially if there's been no rain and if honestly, if it's baked out, dried out, and very hot, then I don't really see winds going crazy, acting up. Maybe later in the day when the final groups are coming through. But I've got it projecting around 14 to 15 under. I think last year what Rory
15
finished at
under?
12. Rory finished at
No, no,
12.
Rory was. I thought it was. I think didn't they both get in at 10? Because I think Rory was coming to 18 at 11 and he bogeyed, right?
Um, no,
I
but
think
I
that's
thought
right.
Rory.
And then in 2024, Scotty won. It's always like low, like tweens, you know.
Yeah,
And
they
obviously,
okay.
like,
Rory got in at 11. They both got in at 11.
okay, they got an 11. I mean, it's probably going to be 12 or 13. I think 14 is like really crazy, like it's crazy, and it's not. I mean, I think it's cool that it's scoreable. Everyone, or not everyone, but I've always heard that like if Augusta National actually had rough, you know, it would be impossible. Because the first cut, all it does is just take spin off your ball, right? You know, you can still hit your shots, but you're never chipping out sideways unless you have something obstructing in front of you. Like you're never chipping out sideways because your lie is so bad in the rough. Even around the greens, you're obviously dealing with a ton less spin, but you know, it's really it's just not. It's obviously an extremely hard course, but it's kind of cool that it's still scoreable. So let's
Yeah,
see.
Rory had said in the documentary, you're always wanting to start out, the dream start is two under through three. And he said, the more years go by and we're starting to hit the ball further and, getting more familiar with the course, obviously, and technology is advancing that it's honestly becoming like, the new normal where I need to get out to this round and start two under through three, by birdieing two and birdieing three.
Yeah,
Um, they can
yeah,
pump driver up on three, 20 yards short of the green. Two, if they don't miss or if they, hit it past that fairway bunker to the right side, you can go for that green
yeah,
easily in two.
easily.
Um, so two under through
Yeah,
three is really a solid start, and it's becoming more normal, I think,
I
as the
think
years are
so.
going
I
by.
mean, I think that's like really optimal. I think if you get through even at 103, you're still pretty pleased. Because I mean, I really think three is a hard hole.
I
Golf
do too. I
Digest
think
just
that
did a
chip
lot of
shot
good
is one of the hardest
video.
chip shots on golf, and that green
Well, for sure, if you're in
um,
that, swell down
down on the
left, it's
left.
impossible. And obviously, it's pin dependent. Like Sunday's much harder than when it's tucked back right. You have so much green, you can actually get the ball to spin instead of having to check it into the hill. That's just so hard. I mean, that's what Roy said. He said, but I mean, didn't he kind of say he thought almost his most impressive shot was three last year, not even
Yeah, he
15,
said
not
because
17?
yeah, he said that as he like stated that little shot that he had, that pitch shot where he literally had to pitch it on one pace short of the green, or if he pitched it two paces short, it would have been back down to his feet, or if he would have, pitched it and it would have landed on the green, it would have been back down the other hill. who said you
Yeah.
literally have to hit pretty much on the fringe one time, and that's the only hop you get.
Yeah.
It's either coming back to you or it's over the green,
Yeah.
and that still left him, an 8 foot left to righter, very big slider, and of course he made it. And Bryson made bogey that hole,
Yeah, that was when that
which
lead was like flip-flopping all over the place. And then you
mhm.
obviously get to four, he bogeys, Rory birdies, and then he's back up to two shots, right? Or maybe even
That's what
three.
I always thought. Rory's shot on four was one of the best shots I've ever seen in
Oh,
my
for
entire
sure.
life.
Yeah.
I mean, people have no idea how tucked that pin is right over that
Yeah.
bunker, that
Yeah, right
first
over the
bunker.
bunker.
And to
And again, it's a
fly,
stop.
oh yeah, I mean, it pretty much stopped on a dime, and then there's a
Well,
little
that's
bit of
why the
a swale
apex is
down
so
there.
important. The
Yeah,
apex at Augusta National.
trying to wonder what he hit, but I swear it was like a four iron or something
It
like
was
that.
probably 400.
And
Yeah,
I
I heard
mean,
it's
to get it
400
that
seems
high
right.
in the air is
Yeah.
just unreal. And
Yeah.
let it stop like that, because that's what a lot of people do is they hit a four iron, they hit it great, but it runs over the back, and they've got a tricky chip going back to the pin.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I just want to make sure this is recording. Yeah, it is. Okay. Right? That is like recording. Yeah, I think it's recording. Okay, no. But yeah, okay, well, we can one other thing I wanted to ask you. Do you think there's like a overrated hole at Augusta National? Like a hole that you're not like over the moon about?
It's a great question. Um, let's see.
I mean, I some holes obviously aren't as memorable.
Yeah.
I mean, not on well, I don't know if that's necessarily true. I can't like see 14 in my head.
No, I mean, I know 14. That's where if that pin's Sunday, it's the green pretty
Back
much flips from left to right, and it's back. It's pretty much
back.
back middle,
Yeah,
and
back middle. Oh,
you
and
hit
there's
it
that
up
huge
left.
slope.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it can go
a
way
lot
it can
of
go
former
yeah.
champions birdied on
I
Sunday.
mean,
But I don't mind that hole.
I don't think there is an overrated hole, to
I
be
would
honest.
say the overrated hole, because it's pretty much the reason I think it's overrated is because of how tough it is, and I just don't like the setup of it, because I think that if you hit it in this bunker, you literally are going to make a bogey no matter what. And I think another hole is there's no other holes like that unless you hit it in water or something. Um, I just think it's it's pretty much too tough of a hole as a five.
Oh,
I'm
you're
not
from the
usually the
fairway
biggest fan of
bunker.
five. Yeah, the
No, I
fairway
like
bunker.
five. Five. I mean, hate to be that guy who, brings up the fact that he's been to the Masters, but five was the first hole I ever saw at Augusta.
Really.
Um, I guess one of the ways we walked in and the path that we took, yeah, you can immediately, or you get straight to like five, it kind of like in the middle of the fairway. And the green complex, I think it's a great hole. But I mean, you are right. The bunkers are so tall. You are you can't, you can't like actually access the green. But I'm okay with that because, if you think about Oakmont on every single hole last year at the US Open, there was a chance that you had to chip out sideways. So for the Augusta to have, one of those holes, I think is fine. Obviously on
Yeah,
some of
that's
the
what I'm
par
saying is
fives,
I think it's just different from every single hole, because I think every single hole you can really get out of a tricky situation unless you hit it in
yeah.
water.
Oh, for
And that's at
sure,
every
for
golf
sure.
course. But I mean at
Yeah,
five, dude, you literally
yeah.
I mean you're gonna make bogey no
It's
matter
like
what.
throw bogey is like excellent.
Yeah. It just kind of it's like a throw off almost. And
Yeah.
Rory in the recently documentary on Amazon had also said that five, they've backed up the tees where back,
Mm.
in previous years where you could honestly hit three wood, which is obviously pretty much an easier club to hit, and the driver can control it better. And you could carry those
Yeah.
fairway bunkers and you'd be fine. And now the tees are backed up. So now fairway bunkers driver, it's not getting over it. And then also if you squeeze it out to the right though, it could go in that woods, just like Rory did in the final round last year.
Yeah.
Um, he
Yeah.
went
No,
right in the
100%.
woods.
100%. Okay, let's look into uh the actual tournament for this year. So I'm gonna run you through, let's talk through the guys at the top of the board who are Shorter than 1,000 to 1, shorter than 10 to 1, or 1,000 plus 1,000, or shorter than 10 to 1. So Scotty Scheffler 5.5 to 1, Bryson DeChambeau 9.5 to 1, John Rahm 9.5 to 1. Would you touch any of those guys if you were betting outright?
You said Scotty is what?
Plus 550, Bryson plus 950, John Rahm plus 950.
Let's see. I just don't think
If you were building an outright card, I mean, you pretty
yeah.
much can't bet any other guys outright past that. It's kind of like a single bullet at
Yeah.
that price. I mean, you can have other bets, but like if you're trying to be cautious with like unit allocation, it gets
Yeah, I
tricky.
mean
So, would you single bullet any of those guys, or would you go a
the
little bit
guy
further down the
the
board?
only guy with single bullet, and like I said, I'm not a huge fan of his. Not a huge fan of the way he plays. Along with decade golf. I can't stand that guy. Uh, I have him blocked on Instagram. Actually, I can't stand him. But I would go Bryson for sure.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
that he's got the game for it. I think he hits it long enough, which obviously, like I said, I'm not the biggest
Yeah.
fan of it, but it clearly helps out for his advantage. His wedges are getting better and better. That's the one thing he's been working on. As if you watch his YouTube videos, that's all he does is work on his wedges. He's won his last two previous live starts.
Mm.
Um, Clearly, the guy's he's golfing his ball right now, and he's also got an insane top 10, top five finishes like the last 3 years at the Masters,
Yeah.
3 or 4 years or
Past
something like that.
two,
Two,
just two. It was
just
like, yeah,
two.
I think it was like miscut, like T40, T65 or something like that. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Um,
Um,
but
yeah.
I will say, yeah, I mean, he moved on from the tour, and like I think that was the one guy that Liv actually profited off of. I think he
Oh,
actually
yeah.
took it and ran with it. I think the other guys, honestly, everybody else went back, other than the whole, Anthony Kim story, which I still
That's
think is a
crazy. Yeah.
complete, yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, that
Um,
is crazy. It's a whole other podcast, like literally.
yeah,
Can't go
literally.
through all of that. But yeah. No, okay. Yeah, I mean,
I think
I
he would
don't
be the
think I
single bullet I would take.
yeah, I wouldn't touch any. Um,
Scotty's just not.
Looking
I
at
don't think he's playing consistent
no,
enough this year.
no. I mean, and I think Rom can definitely do it. Well, I was watching live from today, and what did Rom say? So every year that Rom showed up to the Masters, besides 2023, the year he won, and this year, he showed up earlier than Monday. So he's back on Monday, which has only happened since he won in 2023. Every other year he's come before, maybe on the Saturday,
Uh,
maybe on a Sunday. So that's what he was saying. It was that. I'm pretty sure it was
So
that.
that
So
means
that,
he's coming a day late, is what you're saying, than
I
usual.
guess. I mean, he's or showing up Monday. I don't know.
Yeah.
He didn't like necessarily
Well, I mean,
specify.
what that tells me is that his game is in a good spot. Then, so I
I
mean,
think so. Yeah. And
yeah, he
and
definitely will contend.
and he's playing well, I think, right? Yeah. Yeah, I
I
think
mean, I
he's
just
playing
can't watch
well.
much of Live. I can't watch that
No.
organization. So
Okay. So do we have to talk about Rory? Do you think he has a chance? I don't really think he has a chance.
I don't think he
I
has a
mean,
chance because of his back.
okay.
People
Yeah.
forget that he was injured earlier this year, and
I
I
mean, no one really wins the Masters back to back. I know, like, it's unbelievable how much pressure has been lifted off of him, but, and I know he's won a ton on tour, but, you know, I don't know. I mean, I can't remember, but how well did he play in like the last year's three majors after Augusta? It's not like
mean,
he wasn't like up there he didn't like play that great, or he didn't like do anything magnificent. Am I
no,
mistaken?
he had actually came out. I think it was at the British Open, and he said after he won the Masters, he said, I am human. I had really one goal, and it was to literally be a Grand Slam winner. And now that I am, he
Yeah.
said that he was actually finding really hard to like actually find motivation to kind of care for these tournaments. And I think
Yeah.
I think he runs into that every week of, I've kind of already did whatever he, wanted to do. So I think he's coming to this week with pretty much no stress, which is great, and that could be a really big positive. But I also
Yeah,
think,
I don't see him running it
uh,
back.
yeah, I think, I just don't think he's in the right headspace for it.
Yeah. No, for sure. Xander at 15, I mean, I think we touched on this earlier today. I mean, I think you're a little bit more bullish on him than I am. Well, I don't want to say that. I mean, I think he could win. I just wouldn't, if I was a betting man, I don't think I'd put any money on him, and in like fantasy, he's probably going to be pretty heavily owned. He's not really like a pivot, and maybe he is from like some of the guys at the top,
I mean, I don't hate
but
it. I know he finished what he finished second or third when Tiger won it in 2019.
oh, he has like a bunch of, I swear he has like four
Um,
top 10 finishes. I mean, no, he's nasty. It might not be that much, but his course history is here is extremely sharp and strong. I don't know. I mean, he's won two majors. He won two majors in a year. I don't really see that. Right below that's Matt Fitzpatrick.
that's my big pick.
Oh, that is, yeah, you are on that. Yeah,
I
okay.
like Fitzy and I like Bryson. Those are my two guys this
Okay.
week. I
Okay.
like the I want to I'm not saying Jordan or I'm not saying Spieth and JT, the two boys. I'm not saying they're my picks, but they're sprinkles of top 10 for sure. I
Mm.
really like I think JT's playing pretty well, honestly.
I actually like
Um,
Justin Thomas this week
I
too,
do too.
for
I think his
sure.
iron play is awesome, and I really think like he's due for a big week at
And
Augusta.
he's like 65 to
You know?
1. And I
Yeah,
don't know if you can outright bet that, but like, and probably also not a good first round leader. You could maybe look for Justin Thomas to have some like low round of the day,
yeah, I like
bet.
that.
Like that actually is pretty interesting in my opinion.
Um,
Like he's done that. I feel like he's done that at the Players probably once before, maybe.
yes, and he also did it at the RBC Heritage last year on his way
Mm,
out to win versus Andrew Novak in that playoff. He shot I just watched his highlights literally last night. He shot a 61, which is
yeah,
just unreal on that course. Just birdie
yeah.
after birdie
I
after
I
birdie.
definitely don't think Justin Thomas is dead this week. And I just jumped down here to look at him. He has the same odds as Jake Knapp, Patrick Cantlay, Akshay Bhatia, and Maverick McNeely. I mean, out of that pairing, out of that group, I mean, I like Justin Thomas. Now, I don't want to jump down too far. You're big on Matt.
Yep,
You want to
big
give
on
like a
Matt.
how much? I mean, just go into that for like 30, 45 seconds.
The reason I think I'm big on Matt is obviously playing really well with a win at the Valspar, a really, really close finish at the Players. Lost to Cam Young, who is playing ungodly that week.
Hmm.
So obviously Matt is going crazy right now. But the one thing I really like about Matt is he's a great short game player. I have videos of him chipping RBC Heritage. That cross-handed
Yeah, so sick.
chipping with his grip is just awesome. He can really just clip the ball right off a really tight grass, which is perfect at Augusta. And he absolutely has came out and said he loves fast screens, loves fast screens. Always, I believe he's still putting with the flag stick in.
Oh yeah, he does do that,
I've
doesn't he?
always loved him doing that. And so yeah, that's why I think I'm taking him for at least a top five sprinkle. I just
Yeah,
absolutely love him on fast screens, and this is the best time too because he's probably playing the best golf of his life right now. So
yeah,
I love him a
no, for
lot
sure.
this week.
Right below that on FanDuel is Ludwig, and that's my guy. That's the only outright bet I've made. It might only be the only bet that I make for this tournament. I mean, he's 18 to 1, so he's far back from the guys at the top of the board. I still think it's like a really chalky play for where he is in the odds. Like I think that's not obviously a scorching hot take. He's had two amazing finishes here. He's playing amazing golf. You just can't seem to win, which I'm really not that concerned about. The Players, I mean, that was pretty bad. That was pretty concerning. The Valero is not really concerning. The semi choke there, but I just think at this price, I mean, I know just more money's on the guys at the top. I think, but I mean, I know. I mean, Rory's just getting hammered by the public. I'd assume that's why his number's 12. I mean, that's probably also a relatively fair price, but to have, you know, Ludwig just that much better as far as an odds standpoint goes, I like it. So I'm gonna go Lud for my outright here. Yeah, that's what I like. I just think he can do it. I mean, complete game. Obviously, he's done it
I
over the
like it a
past
lot.
few years.
I I think other than honestly Scotty Scheffler, I think he's got the best mental side of the golf game.
Mm,
I'll never forget. I actually had it in my camera roll because I was playing high school golf at the time and always struggling, staying positive on the course. And there's a photo of him. He literally, your Scotty won it. What was that? I guess 2024. Everybody had fallen off the leaderboard with Colin not playing well, and Ludwig he hit it in the water on 11. And
yeah,
there was a shot. He literally hits it in the water on 11. Him and his caddy look at each other and just start kind of smiling. He walks up that 11 green and is literally smiling on his way to 12 T.
yeah.
He just made a double
He was
bogey.
doing that at the players
And
too.
yes, the entire time
He
with the
does
players
that.
just,
Yeah.
at the players, it was honestly pissing me off because it was like, you've got to go, dude.
Yeah, you had him at one and
You're
done.
behind now.
Yeah,
But
no,
I
he
think,
does that, and he was doing that at Valero too. And like,
yeah,
or he made eagle. No, I'm sorry, he lipped out on 17 at Valero, and kind of chuckled. Obviously, after realizing like I think he still knew that he probably wasn't. Even if he made that putt, I think he would have had to eagle 18 to get into a playoff with Spawn. So, I do think you're right about the headspace on him, which is why I really
which you need
don't
that for Augusta.
worry about his show because I just think like it's just going to happen.
And yeah,
Like
he was on the four play pod maybe 2 weeks ago, and
mhm.
they asked him about it, and literally it was a 10-second clip of him saying, "Didn't play well on Sunday. Things happen. Just keep going." There
Yeah.
was really I could tell Riggs wanted him to go more in depth on it, and that's all he really had to say because that's all there really is. So he definitely has the right
Mhm.
headspace, and he'll be one to look for this week. One thing I wanted to ask you was the aiming corner factor at Augusta. Wanted to,
Yeah.
just get your insight on how much this determines a tournament and how key these, pivotal
I
holes
mean,
are.
yeah, it's obviously I mean, you think about it, 11 with difficult tee shot to an extent, but the approach with the water left and then missing right, they're just three hard holes. And I understand that's what it is. But, it's 11, 12, 13, this like middle back stretch of the golf course, you know, great holes, but it's a par four, a par three, and a par five. So hard par four, hard par three, and then a scoreable par five, like even if you don't hit a perfect tee shot, it's I'm not going to say easy layup because of the undulation, but you can lay up and you can still make four. So I really just think it comes down to the approach on 11, obviously, not hitting the ball at the flag on 12, making sure you carry the bunker, obviously. And then even if like okay, and I know like going back to the Roy Doc, like laying up there intentionally instead of just going for it, because you think about it like, okay, hit it with driver, get it in the fairway, and then screw up. Oh no, okay, we have 10 minutes. We have 10 minutes. Okay, and then screw up. Like hit it in the fairway and then screw up. Then hit your ball into the lake on the and then you can still drop and then you can try to get up and down for par, right? Yeah. Two, drop for four, try to get up and down. So, you got to play it right. I know the announcers were like, this is where everything is won and lost. I think you can win and lose it on every hole out there. Anything can happen. I just think the most famous stuff happens, like Spieth, obviously, Cam Smith. Obviously, in 2019 when Tiger won, everyone hit in the water on 12. So I mean, it does obviously matter a ton, but and I think it's something that the players are conscious of, which is why it's harder. I think they maybe subconsciously are like, we're an aiming corner. This is 11, 12, and 13. So it's hard. I mean, it's perfectly placed. But I still think you could win or lose it anywhere on the golf course. Do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I, they say aim in corner. I really always think about just 11 and 12. Honestly, I'm not.
Yeah,
I think 13. Other than I literally Rory is the only one that comes to mind that actually,
like
almost
totally
blew the
screwed it
tournament
up.
off of.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah,
and
right.
it's really
Yeah.
11 and 12 to me that are the big holes for me. What's your best current player without a Masters win right now? in the
Ooh.
field, this week.
Oh, well, I mean, like the player who's like not do the most, but has had the most chances and hasn't gotten it done. Because I mean, if you think about it, like I think the best player in the field who doesn't have a Masters is Ludwig. I think Xander's had a lot of opportunities.
Your opinion
Well,
on
shit. I
Patrick
mean,
Cantlay?
Justin Rose. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, it's probably Justin Rose. Yeah, I think someone said he's like led it like six times at one point over like his career. He's like
you got into two
so.
playoffs and lost.
Yeah. Who did he lose to? Sergio?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sergio and
So
Rory.
Sergio and Rory, obviously, but yeah. So probably Rose, probably Rose or Xander. Which do you have any other opinions?
Yeah, it'd be Rose. I think Patrick Cantlay's up there because I think he's played some really, really
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
high quality golf over his entire career. I like Xander, of course, up there. Ludwig up there. I think Bryson deserves a shot to be up there too. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, now, yeah, for sure.
yeah, there's definitely lots of guys. But yeah, I would say Justin Rose is probably the most due, and not that he's
He's
not
just
playing
running
the
out of
best right
time,
now,
though. I
but
mean,
yeah,
I mean, I say that. I don't remember the form he was in coming in last year. I really don't. But yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, shit, wait, I guess he did just win though, right? He did just win Pebble or Tory? Uh
uh,
Tory, right?
Corey, yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, he just won. I think he won that wire to wire. Oh, did he win wire to wire? I don't know.
No,
That might not
no,
be true.
Justin won by 7 shots at Torrey. It was a blowout
No,
tournament.
like wire to wire can you like we're leading first round, second round, third round, fourth round.
Oh,
Did he
okay,
do
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah. I mean, hell, he might
I
have. There might have
I
been
think
one
he
first round
did.
leader. I mean,
Yeah,
um,
anywho. All right, we've got 6 minutes left on the free Zoom. Let's see. Do you want to talk about any other time? I mean, I know you have some top X finishes, right?
what?
You have some top finishes that you think are good, right?
Like, I
Top
mean,
placement finishes.
I've already talked about
Oh, did you
the
cover those?
Spieth
Okay.
and
Okay,
Fitz.
let's
Yeah.
Spieth and JT. Yeah. The
We
only
could
other
talk
top
about greatest Masters moments ever.
God, I mean, I've watched hours of final round replays and just replays. But I'm kind of bad. Like I'm like a sucker for like the HD-ness. Like I haven't gone back. Like unfortunately, like Jack Nicklaus is like one iron on like 15. Like cool, bro. Like that's
Ah,
really awesome. That's
yeah.
awesome.
I'm
Like I
just
mean
not
that's
watching that in
really
black and white.
cool. But like yeah, and I respect him. Like that's awesome. Like you know.
I mean, Tiger's chip
But
on 16 was awesome as
yeah,
well.
yeah. I mean obviously that. I think Rory and Colin holding out at 18 was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Out
for
of
the
the
bunker.
bunker. I mean, that was pretty sick.
That was cool.
Hideki caddy bow,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, that definitely
Bubba
deserves
shot
a
out of the
shout.
trees
Yeah, oh
on
yeah.
10.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's probably it, for me. I mean, I think Tiger shot on 12 when he won. Like, could you do it any better? Could you hit any better of a shot? And it wasn't
Yeah.
it just like split the two bunkers pretty much, like deep a
Yeah,
little
like
bit, like perfect.
literally perfect. Yeah. Just a little
But
bit
Tiger's putt
deep.
on 9, I don't know if you remember that when he won that insane two putt from like he was way
Yes,
back.
yes. From
Yeah,
yeah,
I
all the way
mean that's
back.
pretty crazy, you
Uh
know.
Tiger shot on
But
16.
shit, I mean, even like Rory last year, I know like this was only last year, everyone remembers it, but I mean, obviously just 17, 15, really the shots he hit 15, 16, 17, obviously not converting the putts on 15 or 16. Um, but still like amazing. His shot on 7.
Yeah, his
Last
shot on
year.
seven
Obviously
was awesome.
incredible. The shot set. I mean, if he made that putt, I think that would have been like the best up and down. I know it's not up and down, but I think that would have been the best
Yeah,
up and
very weird.
in.
He missed on 15 and 7 after those incredible shots. And they were fairly easy putts. I still watch that clip all the time on 7. I don't understand how you can leave that putt short. I
Yeah,
genuinely
which I
don't
think like
understand
that.
how.
I don't think he understood that either. Like I don't think
Yeah, yeah.
he ever thought he could have.
And it's not like, he left it
Honestly,
an inch short. He left it like 2 feet short. I mean, it was
yeah,
probably two ball
yeah,
links away from going in.
yeah,
Um, so it was very
yeah.
surprising.
No,
Well, I
I
mean,
oh, really quickly, do you have a favorite Masters dinner?
Barrett Masters dinner.
Hub?
Let's see. I mean, I always loved when Tiger won first. He won it literally as a kid, and his menu the next year was literally like cheeseburger, sliders, and fries.
Yeah,
Because he was
yeah,
he wanted this. Did he win it as 19 years old or
maybe. Could have been. Could have been. While you're looking at that, I think mine, John Rahm had a pretty incredible champions dinner. I think his was great. I think Scotty's was actually pretty good the first time when he did like firecracker
Tiger
shrimp.
was
He also did like
21, by the
cheeseburger
way.
slider at 21. Okay, yeah. But no, there's been
Yeah,
some good
I
ones.
thought that was cool though. You know
Rory's looks
how
awesome.
Tiger was a kid, and he that was probably my favorite because just Tiger being a kid, literally had no idea what a clue in the world, and so he
Yeah.
just went with whatever his route was, and it was cheeseburger, sliders, and fries. So
Yeah.
um,
Do you know what about first timers? Who are you going with?
first timers.
hmm I think there's only one answer. It's gonna be chalky, but it's Jacob Bridgman for me.
Hmm. I've got two, and
Really?
yeah, I've got two, and I'm stuck between them because one's playing really good, and then one is a really good player, but he's not playing his best right now. And they're both Tar Heel boys, Ryan Gerard and
Oh
Ben
yeah,
Griffin.
for sure. I mean,
I
the only
love
reason why
Gerard.
the only reason why I'm not on Ben Griffin is because he's just not playing well. And I think you have to have form. But I also think that like Ben Griffin's mind works like in a crazy way, and he could just like show up and win. Or not win, I'm
Yeah,
sorry, but
100%.
like show up and play well. I don't think he can win. But he could definitely play well. So yeah, I mean, Ryan Gerard, I mean, yeah, that'd be awesome. I don't, he's not like he played well earlier in the season, like, but kind of teetering a little bit. Um, I love him. I think it's great that he's there, obviously. But yeah, any final remarks? This thing's gonna end here pretty shortly.
Ready to go. Can't wait for Thursday. And yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I will
We're gonna
be
have a
on the
guest on,
couch
and
rotting
next
for 4
episode,
days.
yeah, 100%. Next episode, we're gonna have a guest on, so make sure to subscribe and follow. We're gonna do more talk than just. I guess next week will be RBC Heritage,
Sir,
so we'll be going
home
over
team,
that.
baby.
That's right. All right, y'all take it easy. Adios.
So,
Oh wow, thank God.